Okay. So when you look at the piloting, definitions of piloting is not so cut clear answer what piloting is. For certain, it's made prior to the main study. It's usually on a smaller scale than the main study, and the main purpose of the piloting is to improve the quality of the questionnaire and the procedures and effectiveness of the all procedure of in the main study. We think that piloting and very careful piloting is very important for the guide for several reasons. I'll see later. It's a really huge and very demanding study all over the European countries. Very, very big sample sizes. So if anything went wrong, it's problematic. So we think that pilot is crucial to be done properly and prepare the main study to be more the best or most qualitative. Okay, but when you look at the piloting reports in different, especially longitudinal cohort studies, it's usually under-reported and under-discussed. It's usually done, but in different ways and different procedures. And we know that's a really necessary and very important tool to test the research feasibility and the main study. And it certainly provides some benefits, mostly in presenting the research feasibility on the one hand, but also provides some estimates of financial estimates of the main study. Of course, we did it. And it also can have some role in attracting some research grants if you present some piloting results before the main study, so you can attract some grants and money for the main one. Okay, and in the big longitudinal bird cohort study is even more important to have the good piloting. In fact, when you look at several different we made a systematic review of a dozen different bird cohort studies focused on piloting and how it's done. I think it's really, really essential because the bird cohort studies are large. It's like we will plan to have like 10,000 in the first wave or 5,000, depending on how big the country is. But it's very huge, it's very costly, and it's changing all the time. The kids, the respondents are changing in their course of lives. We have to change the structure of the questionnaire by each time point. We have to follow up them, and we have to have a best possible sample characteristics and the ways to attract the respondents, to keep them in the survey, and to keep them all these decades over. So design of the study is the most important. The piloting of this study is crucial. And what we know, how the piloting usually is done in different cohort studies. We indicated 3 types of piloting, in fact. The first is pre-testing. It's what we have done. It's usually done on some smaller sample size. It's usually qualitative in nature, and it's usually done on convenience samples and, I don't know, 20 or 50 participants in total. Then we have this called instrument test. That's what we call pilot here in this survey. It could be done both ways, qualitative and quantitative. We decided to do it quantitative, and it could be done on really samples, like really good random samples, completely the same as in the main study, but also can be done in some convenience sample sizes and approaches. And it's very variable. According to the sample size, it could be like a 50% participants, but also could be like a 500 participants. Is this piloting across the different longitudinal bird cohort service? And of course, there's a dress rehearsal. The dress rehearsal is something that you should have done and plan to do just before the main survey. It should copy the main survey in all elements, how it works completely by the sample approach and characteristics, and by the methods of interviewing and questionnaire should be the same. So we have done first 2 during this project. We have done the pre-test by cognitive interviewing the children and parents, and we have done the instrument test, not yet with results, but the field work is done.